Hey, I'm Miranda.
Oh, recording.
Hey, I'm Miranda.
Hey, I'm Michael.
Hi, I'm Randolph.
And we're back with part 2. We're going to talk about their lived experiences with autism, and I'm going to laugh at them because this entertains me greatly. I don't have a lot of preamble. Let's just get into it.
Only back the urge to say what is amble.
You said it. You held back nothing. So, Randolph.
Hello.
Hello. You get the first question. How do you think the world perceives autistic children?
For autistic children specifically, they associate their struggles with incapability.
Ah.
So, for an example, let's say that there is a kid who, up until the age of 4, did not speak at all.
Yeah, I know one of them.
People don't assume that this kid is going to be mute the entire time. They just say, oh, he's just taking a little longer to learn this specific skill. Then when the kid grows up, he could be the most verbose person out there.
Yeah, we have one of them. I said.
But autistic children are not given the same grace. As soon as they see something that's a struggle, they assume that they are going to forever have that struggle.
Oh, you're saying that we think once we see an autistic kid struggle with a thing that it's permanent. That's it.
Yeah.
They're never going to speak. They're going to be nonverbal forever.
Not just nonverbal, but if someone doesn't display empathy at an early age, people will assume that they're never going to display empathy.
That is an excellent point because I was told that neither one of them was ever going to have any. That's an. You still laughing at me?
Oh, wait, Mom, are you okay? Empathy, see?
So when these two were small, I was told to expect that neither one of them would ever have any empathy. And they are swimming in empathy. And they're both very compassionate people. So had I listened and I didn't help them cultivate empathy, what would have happened? It might have withered and it might have died. So that's a great point. Thank you very much, sir. Michael,
Yes.
what kind of expectations do you think are placed on autistic children?
Unfair ones.
How so?
Like my brother said, they expect us to perform as well as neurotypical children, knowing that we're different and don't learn that way. At least on paper they do. On the one hand, they expect us to do everything as well or as poorly as a neurotypical child would, and get disappointed when we don't live up to their expectations.
Wait a minute, but I would challenge that thinking because y'all said earlier that people underestimate autistic people.
That is true, but one of the stereotypes that Renoff and me have not personally encountered, but that we are both aware exists, is that autistic children are savants, meaning that they have a specific thing that makes them a genius in that one thing. However, as a result of that, some people do expect us to be super good at some things, and the dichotomy is unfair. On the other hand, once people realize that we cannot meet their unfair expectations because of our neurological differences, they think that we're automatically idiots or people to feel pity for, like, oh, I could be Kretter, I'll be pet.
You feel that people are condescending or think that you need to be coddled.
Yes,
That is a problem. That would annoy me. Does it annoy you?
it does annoy me.
Sir,
Ma'am? There's a file.
do you have anything you want to add?
Yes. I do want to contribute to what you said, Michael. At least in my experience, it's always been more picking and choosing. You can't be, in some people's eyes, both autistic and struggling and capable at the same time. So either you're autistic, you are struggling, and you need to be coddled at every single moment. You can't leave someone's sight, or you're completely fine and you don't get any help.
Oh, I get that.
That is true.
That is true, and I've witnessed that in both of your lives. It's as if people think that you are limited and see you in this very narrow way, and then you can't get what you need.
People put their own expectations of autism upon us, and then treat us like babies or treat us as wrong when we fail to meet them.
Okay, fair. I get that. Ooh, I'm getting mad for you.
As you should.
What do you wish people knew about being an autistic person?
Okay, I'm ready for this one.
All right.
So, if I could say one thing, for everyone, it's that autism is a neurological disorder, not a mental one. Now, what that means is that autism is caused by a physical difference in the brain. That means that nothing can cause autism. It is something you were born with. It's something you were born with, just like you were born gay or being born into a specific religion. You should not treat autistic people with these basic stereotypes because it's not something we can change about ourselves, and we shouldn't be put into that box or label.
So what you're saying is you want people to recognize that it's a neurological difference and not a mental illness.
Yes, and therefore shouldn't be stereotyped or discriminated against because of it.
I got you. You look super intense.
Because I've been thinking about this a lot.
And it makes you big mad.
Not mad, just frustrated.
I get that. What about yourself, sir?
I've gone through my whole life being told that I was other, that I was different, that I was wrong. It was never explicitly with words, but the way that I was separated from the other children in school, to the way that I had these talks about how to make me normal to fit in, to the way that I could never quite connect with other classmates because I felt isolated from them. That left an impression on me.
I completely understand you. I watched you go through this. So explain to the people what you wish people knew about being an autistic child.
We're not aliens and we're not robots. Like my mom said in part 1, we are Macs when y'all are PCs. Our minds may work differently, but our emotions and our experiences and our love and our compassion, it's still there. We're still human. We just express it and interpret it differently.
So how would you like people to interact with you in a different way?
Include us and don't make it a point to try and make us be normal. Accept us as we are and include us in your discussions and in your playdates or whatever when we're young. Because that way we won't feel like we're other. We'll just feel unique.
And I like to build on that because that was an excellent answer.
Thank you.
So you're welcome, baby. So those of you who have neurotypical children, which just means not autistic children, include the autistic child in your activities, in your play dates, and in your outings. Because the more your kid is around autistic kids when they're little, the more that's normal for them. And as they grow up, they don't other the autistic children. I want to try and keep this short. That was really good first time discussion. How did that feel, being able to express yourself?
Freeing, but also happy that someone's gonna listen and maybe change how they think.
Because you are an inspiration. How was that for you?
Frustrating, but also cathartic. Most of the time when I explain this to people, I don't feel like they really internalize it. I would do it so often that it just kind of, I'm numb to it. So for a video like this that goes out to as many people as it can, it's good to get that kind of thing off my chest.
Good man. You don't look like you want to say bye.
Yeah, there's one more thing I want to say.
What do you want to say?
To all the autistic children out there who are currently questioning whether they are allowed to exist or allowed to be who or what they are, I just want to say that you're allowed to be autistic in who you are. And it may seem hard right now because you're still learning how to be in a world that's not designed for you. But if I can make it through it despite being isolated from everyone else my entire life in school, then so can you.
That's a beautiful thing, Michael. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. You ready to say bye?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for listening to my wonderful and amazing children. I think they're brilliant. And I hope that this has deepened your understanding of autism and their lived experiences. I'll chat to you later. Bye.
Bye.